All right, boys, we are back, and it's time to head into the offseason in year one with your Ottawa Senators. I was hoping we could go a little bit farther in the playoffs this year, but once again, the Battle of Ontario goes to the Toronto Maple Leafs. I think they have a record of 5-0 now against Ottawa in the playoffs, so Toronto Maple Leafs are definitely our rival when it comes to the playoffs, and, I thought this year would be a good year for us, but our team just couldn't get going in the playoffs. I mean, game one, okay, we won. Game two, our goaltending and our defense let us down big time there. 5 goals against. Game 3, 4 goals against. Didn't have any offense there. Game 4, shut out 3-0. No offense there, right? We were down 3-1. We started to come back after we made some line changes. A 3-2 game right there. 5-1 game right there, which was great. Our big guns, Bobby Ryan, Kyle Turris, and Erik Karlsson showed up. But then the big game 7 and our offense again just didn't show up, right? So too many games where our offense wasn't there or our goaltending wasn't there. We were an inconsistent team, and the playoffs happened, 7-game series. The Toronto Maple Leafs won 4 games. End of story, right? So we have to look for the future now, look forward to the future, and try to build this team to turn us into a better roster, better contender for next year, right? So before we go ahead and simulate, I'll just read the comments now, and while we're doing the simulation, I'll go through the fan art. Up first, Sens choking against the Leafs in the playoffs. Another normal day in hockey. Oh, man, I don't want to hear that. The freaking Toronto Maple Leafs, they weren't supposed to make the playoffs in year number 1. They do. And once again, the Battle of Ontario goes to them. Next, Johnny, the main reason you lost that series was because of your penalty kill. About 80% of Toronto's goals were on the power play. You know what, man? That was the one thing I was thinking about. The Toronto Maple Leafs, I did make them worse, but their power play is still fantastic because of JVR, Phil Kessel, 2 snipers, Jake Gardiner, offensive defenseman, right? So, yeah, the penalty kill for next year might be something I desperately want to take care of. I thought it would be okay, but losing Patrick Weirkosh was a big. I think that was. I don't want to blame the series on that, but that was a big loss. All right, top 2 defensemen. I think he was on the penalty kill as well. That was a big loss. Next, 2 things need to happen in the offseason. Blue line gets beefed up and a scoring winger for the top 6 acquired. All right, so this guy's saying I need to get a top 2 defenseman, I guess. I'm telling you guys, Weirkosh being injured, that was a huge one. Him not coming back till June. Remember, our team started playing amazing during the regular season when Weirkosh made that change to the first line, right? Then when he got injured, we kind of fell apart a little bit. I really feel like our team was much better with Weirkosh. It was just a bad time to get an injury. They also had an injury. They had Roman Polak, right? But I think Weirkosh was more important to us than Polak was to the Toronto Maple Leafs. So I see what you mean, and a scoring winger for the top 6 acquired. Yeah, we'll get to that in a second here, all right? Next comment. Johnny, your team is good in the regular season, but with Hammond and Lehner, almost no playoff experience in the net, it's almost impossible for your team to get past the first round. You definitely have a point there. I think that Andrew Hammond had a good regular season, considering his overall and considering our roster, but when we needed him to step up, he just wasn't there. And it wasn't in Game 7, he played fine. It wasn't in Game 6 or Game 5, it was in the first 4 games. Game 2, allowing 5 goals. Game 3, allowing 4 goals. I think I went with Robin Lehner for Game 4, right? We just needed a little bit more of a shutdown goaltender in those second and third game, considering we took Game 1, right? But yeah, he let in 9 goals over 2 games right there. That definitely hurt us. But again, Weirkosh gone also hurt our defense, right? So it's I don't want to blame our team too much here, but it's definitely a disappointment. Next, you really should consider trading MacArthur for a second-line sniper. As I said before, increasing your goal scoring is something you should focus on now in the offseason. CC Lehner and maybe Weirkosh, or how you spell him, since he was injured for a while, it might affect his skill increase. Well, hopefully skill up so your defense will get better. That's what I'm hoping for. I was hoping for a semi-deep playoff run this year so I could convince all the analysts that we don't need to make any changes, come back with next year and see how our roster is. But now that we had the first round exit, I think blood's in the water. People want to see trades at the draft deadline, right? So, oh man, once again I'm caught between a rock and a hard place. Next up, from Hank Hill. Good news, bad news. Good news is that I got my ass inflated and Superior Plus hired me. Good. Bad news is Superior Plus won't sponsor the Senators until they make it past the first round. God damn it, Hank! After all these years of doing business together, you won't sponsor us just because the Toronto Maple Leafs beat us? Fine, I'll move on to another sponsor. And hey, look at this. Perfect timing. Tim Hortons. I heard that GM Superbman was coming to Ottawa so that he could finally get us a cup. One problem, though. Hank Hill is still your energy provider. I absolutely agree. This guy's throwing us under the bus after a first round loss. Stop letting Hank Hill provide you with propane and let us give give you, along with your whole team, free coffee. Hell yeah, that's what we need. Propane is the shittiest source of energy for hockey. So, like, seriously, mine? Nine, mate? I think that's supposed to be an 8. Like, seriously, mate. Hockey players don't need propane. They need coffee so they can gain enough energy to win a cup. So screw Hank Hill and his American propane and propane accessories. The Canadian Tim Hortons and their version of fuel is... Okay, it just ended right there. Whatever, Tim Hortons. May not be the best spellers, but you know what? I need that coffee. We need energy to get ourselves to the second round and further. So Hank Hill, you have competition. All right, so thank you for the comments. Before I started this video, you know what? We'll start simulating here. Our AHL, you know what? Our AHL team's in there. Yeah, we'll follow the AHL team. But before I started this video, I honestly did not know what I wanted to do by the end of it. I don't know if I want to do the draft in this video or just set it up for you guys, so that you guys can go nuts in the comments and on the website, and we might set up a vote as well, because a lot of things can be done at this deadline here. All right, I know some people are going to be saying that I should be going after Connor McDavid or Jack Eichel, right? But I don't think that's going to happen. Best lines we lose, yeah. So Binghamton Senators lost in the first round. So a pair of first round exits for our teams here in Ottawa. Not the greatest, but year one, just wanted to see what we had, and now we can really start to make some changes, all right? So while it's simulating, we'll go through some fan art. Up first, oh, hang on a second here. Best lines, there you go. Up first, oh, look at that. Phil the Thrill Kessel and Jim Reimer. How do these clowns win the series? That's what I'm saying. Jim Reimer played amazing, man, especially in that Game 7. We just could not buy a goal, all right? And then freaking the Fantastic Finn, my God. Next up, hello, my name is not Mike, not Matt, Mike Hoffman. I know, I messed up a little bit there. But I did say at the end of it, I'm going with Mike. So, you know, I got it right by the end of it. Next up, oh, my God. Yeah, there it is. There it is, boys. I know. Trust me, I know. I can hear it. I can hear it from a mile away. You guys want Connor McDavid in the nation's capital. Looks pretty good in the red, black, and white, doesn't he? Yeah, he does. I don't know, though. All right, so let me just back here to the game for a second. We got scouting. I'm just going to go OHL 6 weeks. The O has got a lot of good potential players in it this year. All right, so let's just keep simulating. So Connor McDavid in Ottawa, I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen. Next up, dejected Erik Karlsson. Every day you guys look worse and worse, and today you played like tomorrow. Oh, Erik Karlsson, what the hell? That's not a quote from a leader. The season's over. You can't be insulting your teammates. Jesus. And look at this. This is the reason, man. Ottawa player Patrick Weirkosh has returned to the lineup. Oh, man. Roster moves. Yeah, I'll just do this quickly myself. Don't have anybody... accidentally getting screwed here. So Eric Greibel send back down. All right, Patrick Weirkosh, man, he's back from injury. I'm telling you, that's where we need depth in the future. You see, we had a good roster, but if we have an injury, then we don't have a good roster. That's where you need AHL depth for the future. So the Pittsburgh Penguins are your Stanley Cup champions. Ooh, some people are going to have a problem with that. Hang on, before we get to the stats here, 2 more fan arts. Next, he called me what? I am the Hoff. I know, I'm sorry. Mike Hoffman, I got it, all right? The Hoff. And last but not least, that fantastic fuck Leo Komarov. I don't freaking believe it, man. It's one thing to have your Toronto Maple Leafs, you know, play like shit the entire year and give me nothing to cheer about. And then during my Ottawa Senators GM mode, they ruined my season in year number 1 because of this fuckface Leo Komarov. All right, now I'll remember that, Toronto. You're 5-0 in the Battle of Ontario in the playoffs. We'll turn that around by the end of this 10-year here in Ottawa, all right? So thank you very much for the fan art, boys. And the fan art that did not make the cut will be featured at the end of the video. Don't you worry. So let's get back to the offseason here. So here is the retirements. Let's see who's gone. Gonchar, Surrey, Shane Doan, Zdeno Chara. Ooh, he's gone. I tried to make him better in year 1 so he wouldn't retire, but he's gone. Salo, Timonen, Zidlicki, Jaromir Jagr, he's gone from Florida. I'm just looking for the major names. Martin St. Louis, all right. Yeah, we lost Ed Jovanovski and Jeff Halpern, but they were only depth players that we picked up. Strite, Chris Pronger, so Philadelphia's going to have some cap space now. Robida, all right, and there you go, free agents, bunch of free agents. We don't need to go through them all. You guys were saying, though, when I'm in retirements, I should sort by games played, because, yeah, there you go. You get the better sense of all the major players who are gone. There you go, boys. That's a good call, actually. All right, so we'll go all the guys who have played more than 500 games. There you go. And points. Jaromir Jagr, Martin St. Louis, Patrick Elias, Shane Doan, Sergei Gonchar, Todd Bertuzzi. 10 years ago, these guys were the studs in the NHL, and now, time for retirement. All right, so there you go. There are the retirements. How far are we into this video? 10 minutes. See, I want to do the draft. I want to give you guys a real video, but this is so important. I want to know what you guys are thinking as well. Well, I know what you guys are thinking. I know you want Connor McDavid and Jack Eichel, right? But I just don't think that's going to happen. Now, hang on one second. Okay, so we're up here at the draft deadline. Our available cap is just over 12 million, so plenty of opportunity to do something here. Players under contract 48, so we have a little bit of room to make some trades. The only thing is, I don't think I want to make any trades here at the deadline. Let's just do a little bit of, you know what? Yeah. Let's do a whole season wrap-up here. Again, I don't know if I want to get into the draft in this video just because it's a very important draft. And if you guys want a specific trade, maybe it should happen right now, right? So there you go. Your Stanley Cup champions are the Pittsburgh Penguins. President's Trophy Pittsburgh Penguins. So they had a fantastic year this year. People are not going to like that. Seems like the Stanley Cup finals were the Wild versus Pittsburgh. I can see that happening. I know New York is dominating Pittsburgh right now. I'm just saying it could happen. Art Ross, Steven Stamkos, Hart Memorial, Evgeny Malkin, James Norris, Erik Karlsson. So Carly got the Norris this year, his second in 4 years, second of his career. Very nice. Lady Byng, Nicholas Backstrom, Calder Memorial, Antti Ranta. All right. Conn Smythe, Sidney Crosby, his first Vezina trophy. Carey Price. Carey Price won the Vezina, but Montreal didn't make the playoffs. My God. William M. Jennings, Marc-Andre Fleury, Bill Masterton, Luke Shen, Frank J. Selke, Pavel Datsyuk, Ted Lindsay, Evgeny Malkin, Maurice Richard, Alexander Ovechkin, third year in a row. All right, there you go. Playoff tree. Show you guys how it worked out here. All right, so Toronto ended up losing to Tampa in the next series. So we lost to the team that lost to the team that won the Stanley Cup. So really not a good year at all, right? Yeah, Pittsburgh versus the Rangers. Pittsburgh beat Rangers in 7. Tampa versus Pittsburgh, they beat them in 6. In the West, San Jose got back to the Western Conference Finals but lost again. Yeah, that was actually a pretty good Final Four there. San Jose, St. Louis, Chicago, Minnesota. I know I tried to make San Jose a non-playoff team in year 1, but they got Anderson, right? And Thornton, Marlowe, Couture, and Pavelski. It's a lot of good players on that team, so I can kind of understand it. All right, so there you go. There are the playoff tree. Player stats of the playoffs. Sure, we'll take a quick look at this. I never do this, but sure, we'll just do this. Not for my team, but just the playoff leaders. Probably the Pittsburgh Penguins. Probably Sidney Crosby. He did win the the Conn Smythe. All right, let's see this. Yo, Crosby had a playoff run. Let me tell you, 33 points in 25 games played. Hornqvist, 20. Stamkos, 22 and 19. Hell yeah, he deserves that. My God. Where's Iginla? Iginla's on the Tampa Bay Lightning. That's why. Whew. All right. Very good. Very good. Kucherov, he's back down in the AHL. All right. So Sid the Kid Crosby really showed up this year. Now, let's take a look at our team. First, the progress reports. Let's see who got better this year, because at the end of the year, let's see. All right. So Eric Condra got worse. Colin Greening got worse because these guys didn't play too much. They should have been getting top 6 time to get better. Erik Karlsson got even better, so he's a 91 now. Let's see where he got better. He's good. More goals coming. Puck control, senses, did he get, oh my God, he's even faster now. Physical, good. Defense, all right, so his defensive awareness is up at 89. This guy could maybe even kill penalties for me in the future. You guys were saying that my penalty kill is not the greatest. Wingles, he dropped a little bit because he should be a top 6 as well. That's okay. Greiba and Patrick Wierkosh up to 84. We need him back for next year. Goalies, Tim Thomas dropped, that's okay. And Dreger, all right, let's see anybody down here. Pumple went up by 15. He's a 75 now. Cody Ceci, he's up to an 84 now. Cody Ceci had a really good growth year. And Pajot's up to 79, okay? So there you go. And what do I do? Should I do scouting? Yeah, let me do scouting first, then I'll take a look at my contracts, all right? So you guys can take a look. So we have 1 draft pick this year. It's going to be somewhere around 20th or above because we got kicked out in the first round, but we still had a good regular season record. So I'd say our pick is like 21st, between 20th and 24th, somewhere in there. All right, so the way the draft is set right now, there's 2 top 10 goaltenders. Let's see the skaters. It's saying Noah Hannafin is going first. Dylan Strome's going second. Connor McDavid's going third. It's because I don't think I scouted them enough. Let's see. Ski is, oh, come on now. Jesus Christ. Hang on a second here, boys. Let me just click on him. Come on, Jesus Christ. There you go. Yeah. All right. So you can see I haven't really uncovered his stats yet. That's why it hasn't really shown too much of his individual stats. Yeah, his potential's not even that high. I'd imagine Connor McDavid goes first, though, all right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right, so 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So somewhere between there, we got Zborowski, we got... we got Buraman, we got Yuri Shaslevi. I know how to say that name, I just can't fucking pronounce it. Yuri Shaslevi, something like that, right? And Mikko Rantanen, I think I made him a little bit better as well. So that seems to be our range for our draft pick. Go down a little bit farther, we'll definitely get these guys, all right? But I think that these guys are the players that we could definitely get. Now, what's here? We got a defenseman. We got a right-wing playmaker. Got a defenseman. Ooh, Gustav Borman, an offensive defenseman, Swede. He could play along. You know what? He's right-handed. We already have an Erik Karlsson. I don't need that guy. Two-way defender, right-handed. Rantanen, left-wing playmaker. A left-wing playmaker might not be bad, but a right-wing playmaker as well. No snipers in there. All right, so interesting. Very interesting. I can already hear the comments right now on who I should draft. Fucking hell, man. Oh, yeah, you know what, boys? We're not going to do the draft in this video. We're going to set it up for the next one because trades. I want to move up in the draft, move down in the draft, all that good stuff. We have one. I'll just show you quickly here. Hang on a second. Trading block. Yep, players on block. All right, just give me a second here. This is the way. Oh, no, is that at the top? I think it's at the top. This is the way you can check what draft picks you have before the actual draft deadline. Go to your trading block. All right, so we have our first overall pick, which, like I said, is somewhere between 20 and 25. All right, so you saw the players that were available. And then we have 2 second-round picks, Dallas and Ottawa. So this is probably like 50 to 55, and then Dallas, I don't know where they ended, right? So we have some good draft picks here. We could definitely pick up some depth, but the question is, do we want to move up? Do we want to trade any of our roster players and move up? Now, I want to say to you guys, you know, if we're going to be trading away a roster player, you really have to convince me. I'm not keen on trading away, say, for example, the main guy is going to be Clark MacArthur. Clark MacArthur is 85 overall, 30 years old, with, this year is 4.61, 2, 3, 4 more seasons after this year. Next year, he'll be 31. The year after that, he'll be 32. I'm thinking we can definitely get one more year to Clark MacArthur for sure, and then trade him next year. Now, if you want to trade him this year, I don't want to just trade, say, Clark MacArthur for a first overall pick. That, to me, does not work for this team. Because, yes, we're improving our future, but we're going to be a worse team next year automatically. Because we're giving up a major roster player that helped us to get to the playoffs for a draft pick, and I just don't want to do that. He was a plus 12, 42 points. All right, he was a plus 4 in the playoffs with 4 points in 7 games played. Say what you want about him, but if we're going to ship out a player, I want to bring back a roster player as well. Now, good news is that Hoffman and Stone hopefully get better, so Clark MacArthur kind of does drop off a little bit. And if Curtis Lazar can make the top 6, then you really can trade away Clark MacArthur, right? But I'm not exactly sure about it just yet, so the other trading assets that we have, let me just go to all skaters. I'm going to search by age, all right? Chris Phillips. Thing is, though, I think Chris Phillips should retire in Ottawa. 37 years old. No need to trade him. You get like a 3rd-round pick, but he's a good depth defenseman. Chris Neal, you can't trade. He's only got 1 year left. David Legwand is definitely somebody that we can trade, and I think we should trade. He's got, like 2 more years after this year, but he's already 34, so I'd imagine he drops this year. He's still got the 4-star potential. He's 83 overall. Let's see what kind of season he had. He had 29 points and -3. I think we should trade him for a dedicated winger, whether it be a sniper, a power forward, a grinder. I don't know. That's where you guys come in. Bottom 6, top 6, or maybe a defenseman, or maybe a draft pick. I wouldn't mind trading away David Legwand for a draft pick. All right, so there's one trading asset. Clark MacArthur, no. Mark Methot, no. Colin Greening, yes, I could trade away Colin Greening, but you're not going to get too much out of him. He's only 80 overall. Braun, no. Condra, you can't trade him. Bobby Ryan, Wingles, and then it gets down. See what I mean? It gets down into our real roster, and I don't want to trade away these guys. So if I was going to go into the draft this year, boys, I would trade away Legwand with maybe a 2nd to move up, or just Legwand for a 2nd and 3rd, or some sort of combination to unload Legwand for a draft pick. all right? And then I would just go into the draft and take my picks and just start to build the roster. Then go into free agency, sign some players, come back next year with our same roster that has gotten a little bit older, which means that they should be a little bit better, and try the year one more time. If we have a bad year, or we don't make the playoffs, or if we get kicked out in the first round next year, then guys like Clark MacArthur can go, because then we know what Stone and Hoffman have become. We've had the 1 year of drafting, which means that we have a few more prospects in the or on the shelves with Pumple and what's his name, Pajot, right? So you start to build a little bit. I just don't think that year one, this year, this offseason right now, is the time to go crazy with trades, all right? So I'm going to put the ball in your court, boys. I'm going to put up a thread on the website. Go nuts with it. I might even put up a vote as well, because this is the beginning of the future for the Ottawa Senators, and I need you guys to direct me in the right direction, all right? What do we do? Do we go for year 5 victories by trading away a lot of our players for prospects and draft picks, or do we come back next year and try to make the playoffs again by just having a low-key offseason, improving our roster for the future, but not blowing up our current roster? Let me know, boys, and I will see you in the next one.